Welcome to Grand Prix, your go-to channel for the fastest updates in Formula One. We've got 3 hot stories for you, so make sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell to stay ahead of the pack. Let's get started.
Hey friends, how's it going? Today we've got some really good news for us Brazilians, and it has everything to do with Gabriel Bortoledo's team. As you know, the Sauber team will officially transform into Audi next year, and preparations for their long-awaited Formula One debut are moving full steam ahead. Reports coming straight from Germany suggest that Audi's brand new power unit might be far more powerful than expected. Rumors in the paddock indicate that Audi engineers have already surpassed the 400 kilowatt mark, which translates to over 540 horsepower. And while that number alone is impressive, the real story is how rapidly Audi has been building its technical department. They've been hiring some major names from Ferrari, including Wolf Zimmermann and Lars Schmidt, both seasoned experts in engine development. The entire project is being led by none other than Mattia Binotto, the former Ferrari team principal, who has designed a 5-year plan for Audi, 3 years to build and 2 years to consolidate, with the ultimate goal of turning the German manufacturer into a title contender by 2030. The transformation of Sauber into Audi is already well underway. The Swiss base, historically a center of excellence, has been the birthplace of several successful motorsport projects, from endurance racing to rally cars, and is now being expanded and reinforced with talent from both Ferrari and Mercedes. This growing structure is raising the technical level of the entire operation, giving Audi a real chance to hit the ground running. According to insiders, Audi's new engine is already rivaling Mercedes power units, widely regarded as the strongest in the current field. Mercedes sits around 420 kilowatts, or 570 horsepower, while Audi is already pushing beyond 400 kilowatts, around 540, 550 horsepower. That's a huge surprise for a project still technically in preparation and not yet racing on the grid. On top of that, Audi's hybrid package, half combustion, half electric, will use 100% sustainable fuel in full compliance with Formula One's brand new 2026 regulations. It's a sign that Audi not only wants to compete, but also to set the standard for the future of the sport, aligning performance with sustainability. Of course, integrating all of Audi's massive automotive resources into Formula One won't be easy, but compared to Sauber's modest past, the starting point for Audi looks far more competitive. Binotto himself has made it crystal clear. Audi is not entering Formula One just to be another name on the grid. They're entering to fight for wins. So, plenty of optimism ahead, and for us Brazilians, that's even more exciting because Gabriel Bortoledo will be part of this new chapter. Now I want to hear from you. What are your expectations for Audi next year? Do you think Bortoledo's team can already be competitive from the start, or will it take time before they can truly fight at the front? Let me know your thoughts in the comments.
Hey friends, how's it going? Ferrari just lived through a weekend to forget at the Singapore Grand Prix as the team faced a major braking issue that completely compromised the performance of their cars. These failures had already appeared in earlier races this season, but in Singapore, the situation escalated dramatically. During Friday practice, engineers detected a technical imbalance in the system. The right and left rear brakes were running at different temperatures. And that type of issue is especially critical in Singapore, one of the most demanding tracks on brakes in all of Formula One, with its slow corners, stop-and-go nature, and very few straights to cool the components. By just the 8th lap, Charles Leclerc was already forced to manage the defect, lifting off the throttle at the end of straights to ease the strain and reduce heat. But soon, the issue spread to the front axle, making the situation even worse. The race quickly turned into a test of survival, with Leclerc crossing the line only in 6th place, a massive 45 seconds behind race winner George Russell. Meanwhile, Lewis Hamilton also battled overheating problems and finished in 7th place, before later dropping to 8th due to a penalty, ironically also linked to braking struggles. The detail that drew the most criticism came before the race even started. Ferrari decided not to increase brake ventilation, even though they were fully aware of the risks. That choice was made to preserve efficiency and straight-line speed, but it backfired badly, as the brakes simply couldn't withstand the extreme demands of Marina Bay. What stings even more is that Ferrari's engineers knew this problem existed. Overheating had already been flagged in earlier races, yet the team judged it not critical and brought no updates or reinforcements to Singapore. That risky bet turned into a disaster, with fans and analysts alike questioning why such a critical area of performance was neglected for so long. The outcome? Ferrari remains winless in the 2025 season, stuck in third place in the Constructors' Championship with just 6 races left. Once again, a questionable technical decision transformed what could have been a solid result into another painful red nightmare. So here's my question to you. What do you make of Ferrari's recent decisions? Do you think there's a specific weak link inside the team, whether in management, technical leadership, or strategy, that needs to be changed before they can finally get back on the path to winning again? Or is this just part of the chaos that comes with competing at the very top? Drop your thoughts below, because one thing is certain: Ferrari can't afford many more weekends like Singapore.
Hey friends, how's it going? Let's talk about one of the biggest questions in Formula One right now. Who will be driving for Red Bull and Racing Bulls next season? As of today, nothing is officially set in stone, but according to team advisor Helmut Marko, we won't have to wait much longer. The final decision on the lineups will be announced right after the Mexican Grand Prix. So, what do we already know? First of all, Max Verstappen isn't going anywhere. Despite all the rumors that he could walk away earlier, the Dutchman's contract runs until the end of 2028, which makes him the only 100% confirmed name at Red Bull for next year. The real uncertainty lies in who will partner him in the main team and who will fill the 2 seats at Racing Bulls, Red Bull's sister outfit. Starting with the safest bet, Isack Hadjar. The Frenchman already has a contract guaranteed for 2026, but it hasn't yet been defined whether he'll stay with Racing Bulls or be promoted to the senior team alongside Verstappen. Hadjar's stock has risen dramatically this season, especially after scoring a podium in Zandvoort, which showed he can deliver under pressure. Then we have the 2 names currently on the bubble, Yuki Tsunoda and Liam Lawson. Both drivers are fighting to remain inside the Red Bull system, and their future will be decided after the Mexico GP. Tsunoda has been with the program for years, and while his aggressive driving style has always been exciting, he hasn't delivered consistent results. Marko himself admitted that Yuki has improved since Laurent Mekies took over at Racing Bulls, but he still needs to prove more if he wants to secure another year. Lawson, on the other hand, has shown flashes of brilliance whenever he's had a chance, making him a strong candidate to stay within the fold. And then there's the new blood, Arvid Lindblad. The 18-year-old Formula 2 talent is part of the Red Bull Junior Academy, and Marko has already gone on record saying that Lindblad is, quote, ready for Formula 1 despite his age. Rumor has it he'll even get a test in an F1 car later this year. That makes him a very realistic option for Racing Bulls in 2026. Meanwhile, speculation linking Red Bull to former McLaren junior Alex Dunn has been shut down. Marko confirmed that Dunn is not on the shortlist, not even as a potential reserve driver, so you can cross that name off the board. Putting the pieces together, here's the most likely scenario right now. Hadjar gets promoted to Red Bull alongside Verstappen, while Tsunoda loses his seat, and Racing Bulls lines up with Liam Lawson and Arvid Lindblad. It's a mix of experience, youth, and fresh energy, which is exactly how Red Bull likes to balance their 2 teams. But, as always in Formula One, nothing is final until it's official. Contracts, politics, and last-minute performances can change everything overnight. Just remember, the official announcement is expected right after the Mexican Grand Prix, so all eyes will be on Red Bull in the coming weeks. Now, I want to hear from you. If you were in Helmut Marko's shoes, what pairings would you choose? Who deserves that second Red Bull seat next to Verstappen? And which 2 drivers should line up for Racing Bulls? Drop your lineups in the comments. This is going to be one of the hottest debates of the season.